Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of the CricCut Podcast. Today, we're going to discuss about the ICC World Cup T20. It's happening in Australia this year.
Mhm.
It still hasn't been a year since last World Cup, but we're having it one really soon. What do you expect? Just general expectations. Do you expect like good games? Do you expect like games getting called off because there's a lot of rain in Australia around this time? What do you expect?
Sadly, rain is going to be something that is going to haunt us this World Cup. That's what I think. There's expectations for India, Pakistan having some rain. So let's just hope that the rain is not going to come. But rain will impact some of the results. But I do think results are going to be very close. We saw in the group stage that was very close. Pulled off some stunners, some teams. And yeah, I think this World Cup will be way more interesting than it was last year. And yeah, a lot of new teams, and not new teams, a lot of new teams meaning youngsters, and a lot of the teams are performing well. So Group A, by the way, oh my God, that's going to be an amazing thing to watch. There's too many teams in that group, and yeah.
The Asia Cup winners, the T20 World Cup winners from last year, everyone's in that group.
hmm yeah, it's demolition for that group, to say the least.
The fact that I like about this year's World Cup is the games that has happened till now, toss wasn't a factor at all. In fact, if you lose the toss, you win the game. That's how it was till now. So it's a really good thing. Maybe it's just the captain's deciding to do stuff wrong, but it's toss isn't a big factor that's going in the game. So that means that we're gonna have good games. Um, so who do you think is gonna win? Wild predictions. Don't care. Just wild predictions. Who do you think is gonna win?
Um, I'll go through every team. Uh, I'll start off with Australia. Didn't have a great series against England, against India, but they did whitewash New Zealand, however. But but I don't know about Australia, man. They doing good of late, but they lost their warm-up game to India too, a close match. But I don't think Australia is winning it this year. I'm gonna be very bold, and I'm gonna say that in their hometown, I don't think Australia is winning it. Very big statement to say, and I may get some hate, but that's just my belief.
That indeed is, buddy. That indeed is.
That is a
So who do you
huge
think is gonna
statement
win?
to say.
Who do you before you go into each teams, who do you think is gonna win?
I just feel like England, man. I feel England.
Not gonna lie, I also feel England. Even though England, if we look at just normal England record under Josh Butler, it hasn't been that great though. But just England's setup and the team players, you can back them, and
Yeah, honestly,
that's
and they're
that's
not
why
even at
I would choose
this is
England.
not even their full strength. Like some of their players aren't there, and they're still like contenders to win. Now going to each team, I already said Australia, New Zealand. Obviously, Kane hasn't been in form. He scored a 50, but I don't know. But New Zealand is, especially in the group that they're in, Group A, it's going to be very difficult for them to qualify for the Super Fours. Honestly, like if they were in a separate group, Group B, they had equal chance of winning. But if with the group that they're in, it's just they're not gonna. I don't know if they're gonna be able to make it. But however, New Zealand have um we have underestimated New Zealand many times of the past 5 years, so they
The
can pull off
last
and win the whole thing. But
they
statistically on
they
paper, New Zealand have never been the best team, but they just click on the day. So I from a prediction standpoint, you can't say that they're going to win, but there's always that feeling that this team can pull it off.
they click on every day except the day of the finals. No.
or super overs, but
Oh, true, super overs too. But
yeah.
yeah, so that's good. With
Moving on
Group
to
A,
another major country, Pakistan. Obviously, India Pakistan is going to happen. Whoever is the winner of that will probably dictate who is going to do better in this World Cup. Honestly, I know one match cannot define a tournament for any team, but India, Pakistan, it always brings out the best of each teams. And either if both of them make it, that's just insane. But I feel like South Africa have something. South Africa have something to show. David Miller is scoring a century. Another player, sorry, can't remember his name. He also scored that. Riley Russo, correct?
Riley Russo, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember my names. Okay. He also scored a century. So we never know, man. As much as Group B is a lot safer for India and Pakistan, we don't know if that's intentional or not intentional. I can't get into that politics. But as much as it is a bit easier for Group B, South Africa have a good chance. Bangladesh also, I mean, we haven't, I don't know really, honestly, what Bangladesh is going to do this World Cup.
They haven't been anywhere close to winning the World Cups, any World Cup before. So T20. But how about Sri Lanka? You didn't
Sri
touch base on
Lanka,
that.
I was surprised they lost their first game, honestly. Like against Namibia. I was joking when I said they were going to win, and then they won. So,
but here's the thing. They're probably using this same strategy as Asia Cup. They lost first game by a huge margin. They came back stronger.
we'll see.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Sri Lanka and England qualify for semis. Who knows?
That would be amazing, bro. Honestly, like the group, I'm going back to Group A, but Group A just is stacked with the best teams. Like it's there. You can predict Group A. It can go in many different scenarios. It can be New Zealand, England. It can be England might not even qualify. They can have a huge upset. We never know. So that's why I feel like Group A especially is going to be really good World Cup, Super 12s. Very interesting games are going to happen. The opener is New Zealand and Australia, if I'm not wrong.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, I was right. Okay. That game, that's the opening game. Obviously, there's that rivalry there. Who do I expect to win? I don't know. It can go either way. It can go, I don't know. What do you think? Opener.
I'm gonna back New Zealand because they just had a whitewash in Australia against Australia. But you know what are the odds of them losing again? You know, they lost how many games did they lose in the series? All of them, right?
Whitewash, all of them.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
believe there's only
what's
two T20s though.
what's the the odds of them losing again against the same exact team? So maybe New Zealand.
Okay.
Wildest
Right.
prediction.
So then moving on to the big game, India, Pakistan.